Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Let Me Find Out. I'm your host, Leona Towner, and I'm going to start with a shameless plug. Today's You Need to Read This comes from me, myself, and I. My book, this debuted at the NABJ conference last year. It won an outstanding book award, 23 and on TV. It's about just being 23 and on TV, like the day to day of being a multimedia journalist. I was straight out of college. It was my first market. It was a top 50 market, which I am always so grateful to have experienced. But I realized textbooks are very long, very technical, and there's a place needed for that. But as a college student, you want to read something fun that still gives a lot of information and that can be like practically applied to your actual life. So for today's, you need to read this. Shameless plug. We're coming up on 1 year of it being out. 23 and on TV. Okay. But now that I have that out of the way, I want to introduce our guest coming on. Brett Brooks is a filmmaker, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Her film production company, B Squared Productions, but she teaches, she models, she like hosts Juneteenth parade. She does so much. So I'm going to welcome on Brett Brooks. Hey, Brett.
Hi. Hi, Leona. Hey,
It's
girl.
so good to see
Hey.
you. It's good to see you. Will you tell us? I was talking about a few of the things you've done, but I think the list is just like so long. Can you tell our members and other watchers a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I know, right? It's a hot mess. Well, hello, everybody. I say now, I think I'm a multi-hyphenate, just a creative person in the visual field. That's kind of
Mhm.
how I am broadening my umbrella term. But
Okay.
everything I do comes from a camera lens, whether it's behind the cameras or in front of the cameras, whether it's journalism or filmmaking. So I teach filmmaking and journalism. I am a filmmaker and a television journalist. I'm good behind the scenes as a producer, director, writer, both journalism and fictional writing for films, film script writing, I guess you could say. And I have my drone pilot license. I'm a drone pilot, and as a hobby, I do pageants. I've been competing in pageants all my life, literally since '09 when Princess and the Frog came out. And then now I'm on the side of coaching, and directing. So I started the Miss Juneteenth pageant in Peoria, and for 2026, I also have Bloomington. I'm looking to make that more of a statewide and national pageant. And then I also coach girls to compete in pageants for the first time.
Now that you started competing in pageants when Disney dropped its first Black Princess, I know we always talk about
I
Brandy and
know.
Cinderella, but we mean the animated feature. That is like that storytelling within itself. It's so precious. I love
Yeah, we
that.
need like a live action Princess Tiana. Um, yeah.
Hey, hey, I bet you auditioning because we doing actor, actress.
She
No.
has to sing. That part I cannot do. You're not gonna catch me
You're
singing
like, I
that
know my limits. I can do a lot. I know
one.
my limits.
I can help
All right,
write it. I
okay.
can help shoot it. I can help try to help her direct it, but not singing.
Not singing. No,
you have
that
to
makes
dub,
sense.
you have to dub my voice.
Today, we are going to be focusing though on B Squared Productions. That is the um, venture that we want to talk about at
Okay.
on Let Me Find Out today. So, let me find out about the origin story. I want to know about the name. I want to know about the conception. I want to know what made you go from journalism in college, on air TV talent to film.
So
So, you take it away as much as you want to go.
B squared started from my name, Brett Brooks, having two B's. So I started going by B squared probably like I think a Spanish class kind of, you know how in Spanish class you got different names. And so my Spanish teachers were really big on calling us just that name. But I always used to like sign things. My name was Mercedes, and then it changed to like people call me Mercedes Benz in Spanish class. And then I don't know how I just because we used to like write things on the board in Spanish class, like for the
Mhm.
assignments, and then we'll sign our name next to it. So I always used to put B squared so that way they know I wrote that. Brett Brooks or Mercedes Benz. They knew it was me. And
Okay.
so, and we all had like a little logo we put it next to our names. But anyway, so that's how B Square started pretty much in high school. And then in college, I always just used to put B Square when I signed things for initials. And then competing in pageants for a long time, I was asked to direct the Miss Illinois Earth pageant in 2019, 2018 now.
Mhm.
And I was already helping some pageants because I compete so much. I know what it takes to be a contestant. So I think it's easier for me to help the directors put on a pageant. And so I started helping out behind the scenes of pageants and judging other pageants and helping with the logistics of the stage direction. And then I
Mhm.
realized like I'm really good at stage productions for pageants, and fashion shows are no different. So then I kind of started helping a lot of people who put on fashion shows and pageants as like a stage manager. So I said, I'm gonna make a production company and call it B Square Productions, because when I took on the Miss Illinois Earth pageant, I needed an LLC anyway, or else everything was gonna come out of my pocket. So I just said B Squared Productions, and that started off as live event productions. And then it went to film productions kind of naturally because of journalism. I started doing a lot of side fun projects. And, working in news, you only have a minute. And so in
Man.
Peoria, where I had my last stop at, they used to call
Mhm.
my little stories, they used to call them Brett Brooks specials. And then I just, kind of started calling B squared specials. And those would be like the 3 to 4 minute, feature pieces that might be like a sweeps piece, but I'll just drop it on a Tuesday because I just did all this research and I can't cut it down to a minute. So it'll be a Brett Brooks special that put it into the noon show who has more time. And then once I left TV journalism, almost a year now, B Squared Films kind of came about as like the next title underneath B Squared Productions. So it's B Squared Productions for like live events, and B Squared Films for the filmmaking production side. So I am making my own films, but I started off working with other people and helping them with their scripts. And that's kind of how B Squared Films started coming about. It was, it's a little domino effect from one
Man,
venture to another.
just the whole journey. No, I love the evolution. Like it's just like it started here, we're here now. And I saw that when I was like skimming your YouTube. I did. I kept seeing that like you edited this project, but it was someone else's. You helped write this project, but it was someone else's. When did you get the point where you're like, you know what, I'm making my own. I'm finna start from the beginning to the end, and then even starring in some of your own short films. I just walk me through that next.
It mainly all started when I realized what people were doing that I was helping on, and they weren't
Mhm.
like listening to my direction, or they weren't doing
Like
the
that.
best that they could have been doing. Or I
Okay.
saw them they were doing something and I said, oh, I could do this. Like I could do this for myself. And a lot of people who I was helping were new to the industry. So a lot of the
Hmm.
pageants that I was helping, the pageant directors, they never competed. So a lot of pageant directors never competed, which is my biggest pet peeve. And then I feel like you need to be on stage to know how to put on a pageant. That's just my personal take. And so I was like, they're doing more with less. So whether it was the pageant people or the people I was helping out with movies, I said, oh, I could do this myself. I could really do this myself because I have the skills. And so I think I'm officially like 1 year into B Square Films, putting out films. I literally started in August of 2025, my very first film that I was directing and the camera directed photography for. And that was for someone else's project. And I said, well, let me just do it my own. Because I grew up watching movies. I love movies, I love television. And so I just never actually took a chance, I think, because I was working so much in journalism. And so last year allowed me that opportunity to kind of do it like on my own. And I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, and they're good. I'll be watching them like, oh my God. Just the fact that you're taking the time, and I can see it. Like as a journalist, you see all of the as an MMJ, like seeing
Yeah.
yourself self shoot and the edits and the different angles, and it's just
Mhm.
like it's media. We know it all converges on its
Yeah.
own. Can you talk me a little bit about to me a little bit about the latest project I've seen? So I don't know when this will come out, so maybe another one drop before then. But the thriller that you worked on, I want to
Oh,
just kind of know your process. I know it always starts with the writing. Um,
yeah.
and what I saw, at least the trailer, was you. in the pool
Okay.
first.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That was
just walk me through. I know I'm gonna keep saying walk me through, but that's what I want to know more.
the one you saw. That was the full movie. You saw the full movie? Okay, yeah. That one was fun. I took 3 days to shoot that one. It's called No Guard on Duty. And it's pretty much a girl swimming by herself. If I had to figure out the log line, it will be something like a solo morning swim turns sinister when this beach ball won't leave her alone. Something like that, something like that. But No Guard on Duty was shot over the course of 3 days at my local pool. I actually wasn't alone in some of the shots. I just shot it like I was alone. And then I got a drone shot because I got a new drone and I got a chance to experiment with it. So I have two drone shots in there too, which were pretty cool. The one coming down with me solo swimming, and then the one going around, circling around me, were both drone shots. So my goal as of late is to put out 2 short films a month. And so that was what I was practicing. So I've been trying to get my reps in of putting out short films. So that's why right now they don't really have much of a script. They don't have much of any dialogue. It's kind of like
Mhm.
silent films because it's easier for me to shoot myself solo. And I don't have, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do with what you have. So the first one I did that's premiering, Thursday nights at SinSpace, like tonight as of this recording, I did that one lately at midnight because sometimes when I just get motivated to shoot, I gotta do it right then and there. So I did that one at midnight, edited the next night, and then now that's premiering at SinSpace, and that's really exciting. The No Guard on Duty, I did that one over the course of 3 days and edited really fast. But yeah, very minimal scenes, low budget. I just paid myself in water and I just sat down and just edit. So I'm trying to get my reps in of making these short films. And when I can start having more actors, 'cause I believe in hiring people. So when I can start having actors into these short films, then I will.
Okay, so I know you're about to finish up that project. I am just a little more curious about the drone piloting because I don't know anyone else doing that right now. I know it's out there, and I know you have literally given us a little clip. We thank you so much. And let me find out, it's your drone video that even starts this episode. So, how did you get into that where you was just like,
Oh,
see that? I want to do that too. And then the practice, it's literally beautiful, like the images you're capturing. I keep saying it. I'm gonna say it one more time. Walk me
thank
through that.
you. Yeah. The drone started because of the news, and with my last station, we had drones, and I kept asking if I can be trained on flying the drone, and they kept turning me down. And so but with the drone, you need someone else to go out with you. And so the photographers were the ones who were drone pilot licensed at the news station. So I watched them train and study for their license. And then I would have to like be the visual observer is what they call it.
Okay.
That's it, my bad.
No, you're fine. The idea that, yeah, you saw something you weren't being allowed to do. I even love the fact that you're saying that you asked and you were kind of like consistent and you were just kind of being denied this opportunity at that time, but yet you still took it upon yourself to go and do it. And a little
Right.
expensive too, because you bought your own drone.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So um it's kind of a weird story. And I guess, me and you talk about this too, about little problems in the newsroom of just like microaggression or just trying to keep us in our place. And so the news director at that station kept denying me any requests I had for any type of like ideas for growth or ideas for advancement or leadership. And the drone was just one of those many things that was turned down. So when the photographers went out with their drones, they needed one other person because one person kind of has to be with you, depending on the weight of the drone, to like watch the drone, make sure it doesn't like hit a plane or a bird or a wire. And so I will always just know how to fly it because I was watching my photographers do it. So then when I left the station, I got a severance check. I used my entire severance check on a drone because I felt like it was owed to me. You guys owed me this. And so I literally just took it from them and just paid for my DJI Avata 2. and I was really, really happy about that. And so I had it for a year. And then it tragically crashed into Lake Michigan during a
Oh,
Black Yacht weekend.
I
Um,
saw those posts. The water, for it to hit the water and just be gone. I know you were hurting.
I was in pain, but I was in a bikini. I was on a boat. How can you be sad? It's Black Yacht weekend. So I sat there and I cried about it for probably a good 12 minutes straight. And
Mm,
then I put on my sunglasses and I said, there's nothing I can do. You got to kind of focus on what you can control. But I felt like when it crashed, a part of me felt like I let go of the station too, because they bought it. And I can kind of give them credit for the drone career, like, metaphorically speaking. So I felt like it
mhm.
kind of was like a weight released. And so then I end up doing a GoFundMe and I got a new drone. My Neo is actually right here. My new one. I call it my baby.
Grassroots funding?
Yes. You said
I
what?
love I said, okay, grassroots funding.
Grassroots, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm so excited. I don't have the battery in right now, but this is coming to Cleveland for the convention. My new baby. And
Oh,
it's actually legit. It takes off from my hand and it lands in my hand. Because half the problem with my last drone was that it would land because wind. So it lands and kind of hovers down before it stops.
mhm.
And so when I was trying to land it on the boat, it landed, but then kept going.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we are back in business. I haven't officially put it on social media yet, but I
Mhm.
am so thankful for everyone who donated. And this one, I think, puts me in a better position to fly. It's just easier, it's faster, and I can record audio on the drone. For anyone who's creative, I just like geek out about it, but I can shoot on here now. Before I had goggles I had to wear, and I can also fly from my phone. And I can record audio. So they said this is like a good one for content creators who are new to flying drones at all. So anyone who's interested in flying, this is a DJI Flip, very beginner friendly. The one I had was like intermediate. This one is very, very beginner friendly. And recording audio is so clutch because now I can literally record audio. So I can record
Mhm.
myself walking and talking. And the other drone was more like virtual reality goggles. I felt kind of geeky using them. So I'm really excited. And I encourage anyone to try to learn how to fly. I will always say do it legally. I had the
Mhm.
license, but you can get what's called a trust certificate. But I think as Black people, we need to, dive into these new technologies. And there's a lot of
Yes.
money. And it's not just like video, you can use it for real estate. Um, to give to real estate agents videos of their houses, but also to help them with like mapping and constructing and seeing roofs. It could be used for agriculture, looking at farmland. It could be used for, the military. So there's a lot of things that you can use and that I've been making money from it besides just like filmmaking.
Mm-hmm. And then you can also like I've seen some of your like real estate tours. So with your drone, it's just like you said, there's just so many things you can do with it. I
Hmm.
just want to sit here and give you your flowers right now for perfecting and practicing your craft because every time I go to any kind of journalism conference, any conference, really, that's all they say that I think a lot of people are lacking today. They kind of be like, natural talent, and they just go off of that. But just to see you being like, no, I'm going to keep practicing, I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to keep doing new things and taking my own time to like perfect this craft that you are already naturally talented in. So I just want to say that
Thank you.
is beautiful. We see you. If you think no one sees you, I see you out here, and I just can't wait to see what all of this practice like turns into and becomes.
Thank
I
you.
want to know where can we find you and B Squared Productions, the videos. Give me a little list of where we can look.
I'm growing my YouTube channel right now. So right now I have B Square Productions on YouTube. I should be under Brett Brooks B Square Productions, BEE Productions. Maybe the LLCs on there. I can't really recall off the top of my head. But YouTube is where all of my work goes. I just been kind of like just dumping stuff on YouTube. Whether, to get monetized or not, I just think I just need a space on the internet to just put all my creative work. So that's where my films are going. I'm doing more behind the scenes of what it takes to make the film. So I'm dropping the film and then putting up the BTS a little bit later.
I was gonna say you said something that I think is just the easiest segue to our next segment because you said I'm posting my video and then I'm posting the BTS kind of right beside it. So you know what BTS means
Yes.
behind the scenes, and we do a segment here called BTS with a guest. I am going to keep
Okay.
it Chicago and ask you a couple of questions, and you just tell me rapid fire your first response. You can't think of it. I've been surprised in the
Okay.
past with some of our guests that are like, neither. But I'm just going to give you some. Are you ready to play?
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous now. You got me nervous.
Okay. It's 7 p.m. Friday, 95 degrees. Are you percolating or are you Chicago stepping when you are
I'm stepping.
outside?
I'm stepping. I'm not a good dancer. I can step, but percolating, that's too much. Mm-mm. I never
You can't,
mastered it.
you haven't
I never.
mastered the percolating?
No, mm-mm. I haven't
Okay.
mastered. I haven't mastered dancing, but I can step, and I'll step with someone's granddaddy for sure.
So you know, I don't know, for somebody's granddaddy, I feel like that's you saying I'm advanced in the stepping game. Would you say that?
It's like a nice little tango. Yeah, yeah.
A nice, okay, a nice little tango. So you are
So,
in Chicago.
yes. Yeah.
What is your Chicago pizza go-to? I do have some choices, but go ahead and hit me up if they're not the right ones. Are you gonna
Beggars.
go to Beggars? Oh,
Be- Yeah.
you ain't even let me get it out. I was to say Beggars or Home Run
Beggars.
In.
I
Beggars.
I like home run in the next day. Now this is a tip. Okay, this is a tip. Home run in to me, and I've been to a restaurant a few times. I do not
Hmm.
like it in a restaurant. I like their
Okay.
frozen pizza the best. And if I go to a restaurant, Home Run In and Giordano's specifically, I will order their pizza, put it in the refrigerator, and eat it the next day. Both of them. Like
Okay.
put a brand warm pizza in the refrigerator and let it sit. I don't know what it is, but the next day is so much better, especially Giordano's, because it allows the sauce to thicken up a little bit. So it kind of
Hmm.
bites like Beggars would later, I guess, technically. But because they have
So
that
you
layer of
going for
cheese.
Beggars though? First
Mhm.
up.
Beggars
Oh,
is first, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll eat Beggars off the hot plate, yeah. But no, the other ones I gotta wait a day.
all right. Now you only got $10. Are you going to Maxwell's or White Castle?
White Castle. I was just there yesterday.
Okay. All right. Favorite spot around the lake? Would you rather be getting views from Navy Pier or the planetarium?
Planetarium. Yeah.
Planetarium. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
House music or Chicago rap?
Chicago rap. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I need the drill. I need the drill of it all.
You need the drill. I hear you. I hear you. All right. This is a sentence completion. The
Okay.
best piece of advice I've been given lately is.
Oh, I just heard one yesterday. It says, I hope God has mercy on my enemies because I don't.
No, that's hilarious. My go-to self-care routine is.
Oh, I love taking a bath with wine and candles. Like I have the whole thing set up. And I'll be in there legitimately like 3 hours. I'll just keep adding more hot water. I'll finish the
Mhm.
bottle. I'll put a little face mask on. Yeah. I like to
No,
just sit there and just do nothing. Listen to YouTube and do nothing.
that sounds very relaxing. I see you
Mhm.
are a face of many breadths with your past and modeling. Are you gonna go for the curly spiraling wig? I'm sorry, I said that wrong. The curly spiraling wig or braids? Go to hairstyle.
For like the conventional period,
Period.
braids. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
A
ready.
black girl in her braids. I
Yes.
hear you.
I just took mine out 2 days ago and I wish I could keep them in for the convention, but they would just toe up.
You see
Yeah.
me. I'm like fresh. Like I said, these need to last 2 months. Oh,
Yours are,
that hurt. I did it too fast and the shock waves after from yesterday.
I
But
see
that's
it.
okay.
I see it close to the scalp still.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's I have to do the grip. My roots are thick. Okay. And so is there anything else you would like the internets to know about you as a upcoming filmmaker in the Chicagoland area?
Mainly I'm also a professor too, and I encourage a lot of us at this point to get into academia because we're the new teachers and we're the future. And today, academia has a pension. So if you stay in it, you got a little bit of pension probably coming to you at 65. We'll see at that time, but we can hold on to hope. But
We
I've had a
gotta
lot
hold
of
on to hope.
hold on to something. If not, I'm gonna take mine out early because I've been collecting. I'll take that out at 47 if I need to. But I would encourage a lot of journalists to get into academia. Sometimes you could just teach a class, just try it out. But we have so many skills that easily translates into college. And because some of us are like removed from college for us a couple of years, I think we're the best teachers because we're still young and youthful and can relate to technology. Some of the
Okay.
professors in my department are they've been there for a minute. I'll just say that. They just been teaching for a minute. And I think some of the best teachers are the ones that are in the field, whether it's journalism or if you're a doctor or I think if you're actively practicing in that field, it makes you a better college professor per se. And so I would encourage all the journalists watching this or anyone watching this to see if there's an introductory course at a community college that you can teach in your field because those kids really need you.
Okay. Well, the Brett Brooks is a member of the National Association of Black Journalists, national and Chicago chapter, and we are joining anyone listening and or watching to join us too. NABJ Chicago, if you are a journalist, it's only $35. So we thank you guys so much for watching, for listening, for finding out more about B Squared Productions, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace out. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Let Me Find Out is a collaborative production co-hosted by members of the Chicago chapter of the National Association of Black Journalists. Intro video by B Squared Productions led by Brett Brooks. Captions and graphics generated by CapCut. Post-production by lead editor Lee Edwards. This podcast was hosted by Leona Towner. Follow us on Instagram at NABJ Chicago. Subscribe to our YouTube by typing the letters NABJ and then fully spelling out Chicago chapter to find our page. Until next time, peace out.